Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Morning, sir.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Morning.
Salam sir, good morning.
Okay, about yesterday exercise. Is there any problem? Is it easy? Can you do this class? But before that, before that, okay, can you hear me clearly, class? Clear tak?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we proceed with yesterday exercise, so somebody asking me about array. Okay, let's go back to the previous week. Last week exercise. The one that used to calculate the water usage. If you still remember. Over here. So this one, this is without module. Okay. So user enter the account gallon and then we calculate the rate based on gallon ni kan. Okay. Okay, actually I already explained this. Okay, when we convert this to function, function. Okay, so this is example that I showed you. So this is already converted to function. And over here we have function calculate charges ni kan. So this function calculate charges return the value of total charge. Is it? Okay, this one calculate charges, it return the value of total charge. Okay, however, if you notice inside of function calculate charges, we this function also generated the value of rate. Okay, rate is this one is array kan. Okay, so rate is generated in this function. So logically we need to pass rate to the main kan, because inside of main, rate will be used again to pass it. Okay, to pass main need to use rate to pass the value to display customer charges rate ni so clearly we need to pass rate from calculate charges to main. So normally we pass from function to main using what class? Normally from function to the main, which is calling this function, we pass the value using what? Parameter or return?
Parameter.
No, normally normally we use return kan, from function we are talking about from function to main. From main to function we use parameter kan, normally this is normally kan. Normally we use return, okay, from function to main. Supposedly we return rate over here but since a function can only return one value, so we cannot put rate over here kan, comma rate for example cannot okay, cannot, right? So what you can do is to pass rate value to main, so we may use parameter. Parameter. So how to use parameter? So what we do already, what we done, so last week, we pass the parameter of rate, we pass rate over here, we pass rate, we are passing what value class actually? Is there any value in line 18 for rate? What's the value for rate that we pass to function calculate charges?
Address.
Yeah, value rate that we pass is only the address, not the real value, because at this point the rate have no value, right? If you look at above function call, so no value for rate, kan? We have value for gallon, kan? Gallon got value but rate have no value. So at this point rate have no value, so we are sending just only the address. Okay, we are sending the address with empty memory, empty value, kan? No value. So when function calculate charges get this address, okay, it will be it. Okay, the rate over here will have the same address as rate in main. So when we share the same address, when the value over here change, okay, since it have the same address as main, so automatically the value of rate in main also is going to be changed. Okay, the rate value in main will also affected. So automatically it will have the same value lah, kan? Main, because it is sharing the same address, kan? You understand this? So that you don't have to return the value from here to main, because it already have the same address. Sharing the same address meaning sharing the same memory, okay? Understand this, class?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so no need to return. Same goes to total charge, So we already talk about this, we may put this as return nothing. Okay, so this may become void. So how do we want to do that? How can we make it void but still passing the value of total charge to main? How we may do that, class? By using what? How we can share the value of total charge with main without having to return any value?
Pointer.
How? Yeah, kan? We use pointer. Okay, so where we put a pointer over here, kan? So this one need to refresh. Okay, in the topic function, passing parameter by reference. Where can we put everything is void? Okay, because we share the value using parameter, not return value. Okay, for example, over here. So over here, but you need to pass the address, kan? It is about sharing the address, So okay, the concept of sharing address is different between array and normal variable. So in array, when we want to share address, we just put the name of the array, okay, without having to put address, because this one is already representing the address, okay. But for normal variable, if you want to pass it to parameter, we need to put address, or you may declare it first as a pointer. For example, we straight away we want to pass the address. This is how you do it, right? Total charge. Okay, so over here, now it will become pointer lah. So this is a pointer lah. If we don't want to return a value, so this is alternative way to do this. Okay, but don't forget, if this is a pointer, everything involving total charge inside of function calculate charges must be changed to pointer, kan? So now it is return nothing, because the value already sent to main automatically, because this one is using the same address as this one. Do you understand this, class? This is just to refresh a little bit about passing parameter by reference. Okay, so this parameter by reference is very important. So there will be a question about passing parameter by reference. So you need to know this. So now it become void lah, because it return nothing. Okay, any question about how to share array ni kan? Among functions. Okay, can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for today, so let us start from pula saya nak buat satu sekarang tunjuk jawapan tu saya tak faham pula Okay, never mind today might be not sure next week we can do class or not okay, because next week is going to be final year presentation. Okay, I'm afraid that maybe the whole week is going to be full with presentation. So maybe I couldn't. Maybe this is not confirmed yet. Yeah, maybe maybe I couldn't do live. But it's okay. Next week I will update to you. Apa tadi soalan ni? Okay ni. Okay, so from here this is clear kan? This is input. This one what? Class. This is input, right?
Yes.
So this input over here must be tally with this number kan. So if user enter 4, this will become 4. Okay, 4 inputs. Since user enter 3, there will be only 3. Okay, how about this one, value? This will affect what? This will affect the round. Okay, the round. Okay. So from here actually you may get the information about the array 2D. So how we define the size of our array, class, from this information? What is the size of the row?
Yeah.
The size of the row is the
Player.
kan? So if we have 4 player, so we need to enter 4 name, right? 4 name. Okay, so this will affect the row lah. Okay, so which one is the row? Actually, which one is the row? Is it player or round? Player or round, class? Row is the first one, kan? Row column, right? Row is player or round? How do we detect this?
Row player.
A row is player. Okay. Let's look at back the lecture note yesterday. Which one is row? Which one is row? This one is row, right? 5.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 is row, 4 is column. So how do we detect this? Okay, from the program, mana program ni? Okay, okay, this one this is row, this is column. Okay, this is row, this is column. Tak nampak pula kat sini Okay, the first one is row. Okay, the second one is column. Okay, one row can have multiple column. Okay, one row, okay, this is row, can have multiple column. Okay, one column can only have, confused pula I mean that this column over here cannot have multiple row kan, because row is above it, right? So specific column must be from one specific row. Okay, this is row. One row can have many column. Okay, pusing kan? It is looping over here. So one row can have multiple column. Okay, hopefully you understand what I mean. So over here, okay, goes back over here. Which one is row? Which one is column?
Wrong row.
Okay, round is the row kan? Because okay, if you look at over here kan, this is one round, round one. Okay, round one have more than one player. You know, this is round one and then it repeat 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is round two, repeat 1, 2, 3. So the top is the round. Okay, round can have many player. Okay, one round can have many player. Okay, one round can have many player. Okay, so the top loop should be round. So the top loop is row. Kan? The top loop is row. So inside of row is column. You understand this, class? Huh? Do you understand this? Don't get confused. Yesterday we discussed about this. Okay, for example, this one. This one is I don't update this. So yesterday we already put input, calculation, everything, but this also can be used. So we have okay, we have row over here. So each row have two column. Okay, one row, two column, one row, two column, one row, two column. Okay, so this is row, this is column. Okay. Column. Okay, so row, column. Okay, how to identify it? Row, one row can have many column. Okay, in this case, one row have two column. Okay, one row have two column. One row have two column. Okay, you understand what I mean, class? Understand or not? So the ability to identify this also very important, because so in this case, how to identify? So it is quite clear actually, because round player, meaning that round is the row, player is the column. Okay, so hopefully you understand this. Okay, so we have round and player. Okay, so first we get the information from the user. how many round, how many player. So actually we're asking the size of row and the size of column, kan? Is it correct? How many round meaning that we're asking the size of the row. This is how many player we're asking the size of the column. Okay. Okay. So once we get the size, what should we do, class? Then we can do the declaration lah. Okay, declaration for the array kan. So in this case, what is the array? First is array. What array?
Name.
Okay, array name. 2D or 1D?
1D.
1D. If you say 1D array, meaning that you can only store one name. Huh? Don't get confused. If we declare only 1D name, then you can only store one name lah. So first name name. 1D only one name. Okay, 10 kan? So only one name. So how can we store more than one name? We want to make it dynamic. It is up to user to determine how many name they want to how many row pula kan? How many round? How many player? Sorry. Anybody?
Buat 2D array.
What is the size? Name
1000.
name 1000. So this is maximum how many player you can store if you put like this?
Maximum 10, length of word 100.
Okay, maximum 10. But how can we make it dynamic up to user?
Player.
Which size? Is it column or is it row or column for player?
Row. Kat 10.
This one Okay, good. Okay, so this one will be determined by user. How many player? Okay, understand this class? Okay, so next is the point. Kan? The next array is okay, so we have the array for name. Okay, done. Next is array for point kan. So we have multiple point. For round 1, the point is different between each player. Round 2 also different each player, the point is different. So clearly we need to declare point array over here. So why we need to use 2D array? Because we want to differentiate player point for each round. Okay, if you use only 1D array, so it is difficult to differentiate kan. For example, Shah Juan point for round 1 and round 2. So how we want to differentiate if you use only single array kan? Because we have multiple player not a single player. If there's only single player, then we may use 1D array. But since it is multiple player and multiple round, so we need to use 2D array. Okay. Alright, so now we declare integer point So what is the row size? What's the row size?
Round.
Round or player? Round or player? Anybody say any other ni say round?
Yes.
Anybody say player? Anybody put player over here? Ada tak? Tak player.
No.
Tak boleh. No cannot So again So check again the requirement. So one row can have many column. Okay, one row can have many column. So what is the value of row? The value of row is round. Okay. Okay, the value of row is round Okay, so round. So column is what's the size of column?
Player.
Player lah, okay. So the size of column is player. Okay, refer back to this one. So this is player player 1, player 2, player 3. So point point for player 1, point for player 2, point for player 3 kan. So 3 kan. So 3 ni tadi we already identify this as a column kan. So 3, this one 3 stored in player kan. So we put as a player lah. Okay, so once we get everything clear, so we can move to the input lah. So this is simple kan. Just scan F all the name kan. So how we start this? How can we scan F how can we scan F all the name using what?
For loop.
Yeah. Nested or only one for loop?
Only one.
Only one.
Only one this is only player kan. Only player name only. So only one loop. Okay, normal lah, normal input for name kan. Although name is a 2D array because this is a string and string array or array of character lah. Character string character array or string. So only use one for loop. Okay. This is numeric array 2D lah. 2D, okay. This is also 2D 2D. Use nested. That's the difference between character array and numeric array. Numeric array includes float and double lah. Okay, so for I equal to what class? Always 0 because array index start with 0. I less than what's the size of row for name?
Player.
Player.
Player I plus plus. Okay, so ask user to enter name I'm using percent %f Suppose you need to use gets ke, okay. Name. And then what? Name.
Size.
Not size
I.
index this is the index. Okay. Size only during declaration. Anywhere else inside of the coding, it is referring to specific index. Okay. So the difference is for char array 2D, any operation, okay, input or output only use one index. Inilah, this one lah. Okay, this one Okay, next is what? Okay, let us test this first.
So lupa letak simbol N dekat scanf.
NF, this one. Okay, look look, function non-void. Okay, how many round? 2 Ali. Okay. I just want to reflect to our friend Okay, print F. We test first print F. So we get the value and then we print the value. Ali Abu. Okay. Ali Abu. Okay. No problem Okay, when I put N. 2, 3, Ali Abu. Ali Abu Ali. Also no problem. So this is just to show you that for string only this is only for string but for numeric it is compulsory. But for string, if you just put it like this also acceptable. For string only. Understand this? Okay? Clear? Okay, so that's how you do it. Class, so every time you get the input, if it is involving array, okay, test first whether the input is already in the memory or not. So how to test? So print back the input. Okay. So now we get the input correct. So we go to the next phase, which is this part over here. So this is also input. Okay. However, this time input is based on specific round, kan? Okay. So this is where we apply the 2D array. Okay. So 2D array, how to get input from 2D array? How do you may get input from 2D array, class?
Nested for.
Nested for. Okay. Okay, so nested for. Okay, so the first for is for the row. Okay, row. So I less than what, class?
Round.
Okay, round. Okay, this one you want to get a point less than point. Okay, I plus plus. Next. Sorry, point pula. Round The next is what's the inside for?
Printf round.
Okay, we get to that later. Okay, let us focus on the nested loop first.
Lagi
The
satu
inside.
for.
Okay, another 4 Okay, another 4 is okay, you cannot use the same counter otherwise it's going to be conflict with row. Okay, so this is for row, this is for column, so you must use different counter. Okay, so j less than
Point.
okay, less than sorry what?
Point.
Fine.
Point is a point.
Player.
Player. Player. Refer to the point kan. We want to get the value of point kan. Jangan confuse macam saya confuse tadi kan. So then J0. Okay, this is for row size. So where we use this size? Over here kan. The maximum value. Excluded lah. Less. It's supposed to be less than, not include the round kan. So same goes to here so we take the size and we put it as a maximum value in the decision okay. This is row, this is column. Where to put? This one. This is row, this is column. Okay, so J plus plus. Then the body. Okay, so what is the operation over here? For input. Okay, to input all the point. This one to get the point kan. So what's the input?
Point.
Point kan. One point for player. What's the variable? You want to have one and Syahjuan. Okay, Syahjuan is string kan. Syahjuan. Variable is %D. What's the variable for %D? Is it I or J?
J.
J lah okay. J This one This one is J This one is J, J, J. This one? Is it I or J? This one I. This is row kan. So this is column So for column we use J. Okay, we use J. J comma name Name? Name what?
J.
Name J. This one J plus 1 Because J start with 0 kan. So this one start with 1 So J plus 1 lah. J start with 0 kan. So you want it to appear as 1, not 0 kan. Right. So then we use scanf. Okay, scanf. Apa? Percent D, integer Okay, so what should we put over here?
And point.
And what? Okay, point. And what?
And J.
Okay, column. Okay, the counter controlling the row. Sorry, I counter controlling column is J. Okay. Okay, declare. Okay, no error. So next we need to test whether we have the value correctly or not. Okay, so just print it over here kan. Okay, otherwise we will not know whether the value is insert by user correct or not kan. Okay, this is just to test the value print f point back. Okay. /n. Okay, this is for input. This is to check the value correct or not. Ali Abu. Okay, Ali 10, Abu 20. Point for player 1. Okay, 40, 50. Lah, apa pula abang ni Okay, again 20, 30, 1. Okay, so we get the value correct Okay, so we may move to okay, getting the outputs, inputs and outputs, cosmetic we say this cosmetic Okay, how to make it appear like this? So currently we got all the value So this is for first round. This is for second round. So how can we put like this? Round 1 and round 2. There's a divider between round 1 and round 2 inputs. So can I put round 1 over here and round 2 over here? How?
Print round tu dekat luar loop number player tapi dalam loop round. Betul.
Good. Specifically in which line? Line number?
22.
22, correct. Okay, so this is we put the print f round apa tadi? Round sendiri. So variable I or j?
I.
Okay, I Okay, I plus 1 lah. Okay, because I start with 0 So we want the first to be 1 So 0 plus 1. Okay. Alright. So next is ni So now we get the tunjuklah Okay, we get 2 round, 2 player, Ali, Abu. Okay. 1, 1. Okay, and then round 2, 2, 2 Okay. So clearly we need to put apa tadi? /n otherwise the macam ni Inilah round 1. Sorry, this one /n Okay, round 1 and then if we go to ni lah new line over here Okay, and then round 2 new line over here. Okay. Okay, so clear So this one clear, input clear. Next is for the output. And also calculation. Okay, output and calculation. Okay, so let us settle on the calculation first. So how we do this calculation, guys? Calculate total point for each of the player. Each of the player,
Tak dalam
tak dalam ni lah kan, over here Okay, if you put it over here, meaning that what you want to calculate, let's say I put total equal to total plus point I, something like this. This is to calculate what, class? Total what?
Total point semua player. Untuk semua.
Total point for all the rounds. All round. Okay. So let's say if total for round 1 is this value sum, total round 2 is this value sum, so sum of this value sum with this value, meaning that all player lah kan, all player for all round. That's how you calculate it kan, over here. Is it true? Boleh test nanti but in this case the one that we want to calculate is the point for each player. Betul ke ni? Betul lah kan? For each player, so to calculate it is inside of Is it true, guys?
Yes.
Is it true? Do you get the correct value? Okay, nanti kita test lah okay, total. So total should be array or not array? Is it array or not array, class?
Array.
Array. So what's the size?
Player.
Player Okay, so this one is based on player Okay, so clearly total should be array. So not here lah So we get the player over here. So we declare integer integer total 1D only kan? 1D only or 2D? Is it 1D or 2D?
2D.
2D. Are you sure 2D?
One D.
1D or 2D?
1D sir.
1D. Okay, let's have a look. Is it enough to use 1D? Okay. If cannot, then we upgrade to 2D Okay. Okay, so player Player. Okay, so calculation is over here. Alright. Total. So total what? Total G or total I?
J.
Okay, apa we test we try we look at all the possibility okay, so total J okay, so we have the calculation. Okay, not sure whether correct or not. Okay, and then we do the output. So this is the output. Okay, point obtained. Okay, so as we discussed, so for array we cannot combine input loop with output. Cannot. So input and output should be separate. For calculation, we may combine it with input. No problem. So this is for the output. Output loop. Okay, apa tadi? The wording is point obtained. Okay. Printf point point obtained. Okay, and then we have round one Okay, round one same goes like ni same over here Print round one. Okay, print round one, and then we print same like here. Okay, print one, print name, print point. Okay. Okay, same like this one. One. Additionally, we need a point. Okay, adding point over here. %d point. Okay, next we have this is additional 4. You can combine with this one. So this is another 4. This is for only to print the total point. Cannot combine with this because the flow is different. This is loop, the same loop loop. This is different loop. Okay, so clearly we need to have another loop to print the total point. So since we declare total point, total only one the array, so we use only single for So I less than apa tadi? Player player I plus plus. Kan B kan? Ini printf point total point. Total point player 1 tiru lah. Total point total for player 1 %d name, so this is total kan. Betul lah. This is not J, I lah. Use I kan. Jangan confuse pula This is I kan. So just change this to I lah. Okay, this one I. Contoh Ali Abu 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it correct? The calculation. Ali 12. No, right. Ali only 3, 4. Player 1 Ali. Abu betul pula Total total equal to 0. Equal to 0 lah. Okay, we forget to put the initial value ni for the total not variable. Okay. Total. Okay. Total 0. Total 0 equal to 0. Boleh buat macam ni Okay, so for the calculation start with total 0 equal to 0. To Ali Abu 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's correct. Betul lah tadi kan. So this one is correct lah. Okay. This is supposed to be over here and only use 1D array. Okay. 1D array only. So why do I put total 0 equal to 0 ni guys? Do you wonder why I put this one?
When you have 3 players, the third total bugs out.
To calculate the sum of the total, we need normally this is the equation kan, to calculate total. Total equal to total. Total equal to total pula. What's the equation? Point okay. Plus point. Okay. And then before we do this, normally over here we put total equal to 0, right? So that we can do this calculation. Is it correct? Okay. But as you can see, when I put total over here, I put equal to 0, there's error, right? Because this is array. You cannot put the value of array like this, because array have many elements. If you put it like this, so this 0 refer to which elements? You understand, guys? So it must be specific which elements that you want to put as a 0. So in this case, we assume the first element is going to be 0. Okay, because this element is needed to do the calculation for the first loop over here. So the first loop is total 0, total 0. So now we have total 0 equal to 0. Then we can do the calculation. Otherwise, we don't have a value to start with the summation. Total ni what value kan? Total kan for the first loop. So we don't have the value. So we put total 0 equal to 0. just to make this works. Otherwise, I showed you already, when we didn't put the initial value of total equal to 0, we will get some error in our outputs. Okay, the output is not accurate. Do you get this, class? Any question? Huh? Any question?
Sir,
Yes?
when you have 3 players, the third total point output is not correct.
When I have 3 players.
Yes, 3 players.
Okay. Total points not correct.
Yeah, for the third player.
Okay. To round 3 player. Ali, Abu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total point for player 3. Why is it happen, class? Any idea? Total
Sir,
yes.
total, you, for the total, you can, it's just, it's only the first array that's equals to 0.
First array.
Kan total 0 equals to 0.
Okay.
You can change, so it's only, how do I say this? Only
Oh,
total 0 is 0. The others
okay.
is,
Okay, sorry. Uh, uh, again. Wang, siapa tadi? Wang Junji eh? Siapa tadi? Siapa tadi? Ke siapa tadi?
it's me, sir.
Jual. Again, Jual.
The on total bracket 0 equals to 0.
Okay.
It's only putting assigning 0 on array, 0 on total.
So
But not
what
the
should I
others.
do?
Initialize index 0 equal to 0. So yang index lain-lain dia tak equal to 0. Itulah kot maksud Joel. I think. Correct, right?
Okay. Is it correct? So what should I do?
Make another loop.
Sir,
No, okay. So what can I do is what can I do is what can I do? Okay, put
initialize
this.
every row for 0.
Yes, initialize. Put this initialization in every row. Is it?
No, in the loop below it, in the J loop.
Put it over here.
Yeah. Then it goes for every player.
If I put over here, cannot.
I think it still works, but it wouldn't make more sense, you know?
Okay, let's test.
No, sir. First, you have to put the I inside of the 0.
Okay. I Um. Okay, so this must always be zero, right? For the first time. Okay, so for the first time it must always be zero. Okay, never mind. There can be more than one way to do this. Confused lah. Ali, Abu, Aming. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cannot.
Sir, it's because you
Okay.
didn't change the 0 with the I yet.
Okay. This one change to I. So that every time it goes back here, it will update the value of total to 0 for the first time, is it? So for the first time, total will become 0, and then we'll do the calculation correctly. 2, 3. Ali. Okay, cannot. Okay, cannot put it over here. Okay, so we must put it. Berapa boleh? Okay. Total. Hmm, total G. Total. Okay. Here. Total 0. Hmm. Abu, Amin. Ah, tu salah tadi. Nampak? Cannot.
Tu saya lupa nak tukar indeks dia G.
Oh, betul lah. Okay. Okay. This is confusing. Okay, so J kosong, J0 equal to 0. Okay, so this is wrong. because of what? Because in all it doesn't accumulate. If you put it like this, it will not accumulate. Okay, you see, supposedly it will be 2 and 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, but total point is 1. Okay, why it doesn't accumulate? Because we said every loop we set it back to 0. So it doesn't accumulate. Okay, that's why. So how to do
But
this?
sir, it first sets to 0 and then it enters a new value for, let's say, player 1. And then when it goes to the second player, then it inputs a new value.
Okay, so where should I change?
Sir,
Okay,
I think that we need to make a separate loop to initialize every element in the array.
separate loop for total only.
For total
So
only.
all total is going to be 0 lah kan? It doesn't matter the ni kan, the doesn't matter the indexes kan. Total 0 is 0, total 1 is 0, something like that, is it?
Yeah, something
Total
like that.
total 2 is 0. Okay, make sense kan? Okay, make sense. Okay. So how do that? How we want to do that? Without having to make new loop. Can we do that? Okay. Is it not similar with this one? Okay. Okay. For example, okay, total 0, 0 kan? Okay, so now total is 0. Correct. Finish everything, go outside, reset total 1 to 0. Same, right? Is it? Is it the same? Same, right? Plus 1. Total.
Sir, macam tu pun tak boleh sir.
Ha?
Macam tu pun tak boleh.
Tak boleh eh?
Boleh sebab for the first round kan the I is 0. Then you set the first total 0, but that first total is for first player. If come the second round, it will set the second player in the total to 0. I don't know how to word it.
So we can change. We can put the total I equals to 0 on the player loop.
Oh. Kan. I equal to 0 in player loop eh. That one makes sense eh. We didn't use J eh, we use I. Okay. I0 and then I2 I3 that makes sense eh? Okay, makes sense eh? Cannot.
Sorry, sir. I meant on when you're inputting the name for the players, you can put the total on that loop.
Over here.
Yes.
Sharing the ni lah. Meaning that we still want to make the total every elements of total 0 Okay lah, boleh lah.
Hopefully.
Let's test Because already it is working. Okay. Betul lah. So meaning that we need to put total element total 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, until finish to 0. So that when we calculate this one, okay, for the first time we always get the value of total 0 Quite confusing this one Okay, everyone so either you use this, okay, share the loop with the inputs of the name, or you may also put another loop, okay, additional loop just to initialize the total to 0. Okay, all the elements of total need to be initialized to 0. Okay, thank you everyone thank you for the help. Okay, very good. Okay, so complete. Okay, actually any question before we proceed? Any question?
No,
Any
sir.
doubt? All right. So next is, okay, this is just an easy task. So I would like you to modify this to include function. A function that pass array 2D as parameter. Okay, function that is passing array 2D as parameter. Okay, doesn't matter what function function input ke, calculation ke, output, as long as there's a function that pass array 2D as parameter. So the concept is similar as 1D array Okay, the same concept so first we pass the size of the row, the size of the column, and also we pass the array name. Okay, do you still remember how to pass array, class? Okay, refer back to the which discussion before the which discussion that we pass array refer back to that discussion okay. Okay, can you do this after finish, then you may update your submission, okay, in Kalam so just use the same link as yesterday exercise. Okay, resubmit again, okay, over here to include the function answer. Okay, boleh? Boleh, kelas?
Boleh, sir.
Alright, so that's all for today. So no class for lab 2B and 2C. Okay, for tomorrow and Thursday no class Okay, that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yep.
saya nak tanya pasal project sikit